Welcome to the BankFirst Ranger Hour. Super Talk Mississippi 93.7 Spotlight on Northwest Community College. And you can listen to our live stream at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the BankFirst Ranger Hour. Now, here's your host, Gary Darby.
Ready to go on a Thursday, 9:06 as we get started with this BankFirst Ranger Hour. And today, one guest only with a lot of time to sit and talk. We will chat with Dr. Blake Bostick. He is the director of the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts. We'll catch up with, a little bit of everything, though the way things have gone so far in this first half of the year. And, of course, LeAnn Rimes is up in about 9 days. And then the fall schedule is out there. So we'll break that down further with Blake Bostick coming up here in the next segment, and he'll stay with us through most of the show. We've got other things we'll get into and discuss as well involving NWCC, so that's what we'll do today, all powered by our good buddies at BankFirst. How are we doing out there on this Thursday? I just said Thursday. I mean, anyway, I know what day it is. I think it is Thursday, right? I said Wednesday. Let's get myself right. A minute and a half in, and I've already just gone off the rails with things. Many things to get into today. We've got a lot of things in the Heindl Center world to talk about. Still some orientation going on. You can still register for the summer and fall at Northwest. You can look at what's happening and more at northwestms.edu, but we'll give you some dates and times and things and what's still happening in the academic world. Still now working into the summer and preparing ourselves for the fall schedule of sports. All of that is going on, and we'll get to that today. Tomorrow on the program, back to North Mississippi Spotlight, where we will chat with our friend Jake Thompson. We'll talk about some Ole Miss news, some SEC news, some different things along the way in the world of sports. Then who else or what else is still up in the air? We're off, we're running, and the rest of time, Dr. Blake Bostick's going to join us. He'll chat with us about all things Heindl Center. Hang on, here we go. It's 9:11. BankFirst Ranger Hour.
This hour is everything Northwest. Your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College and powered by BankFirst. Thanks for joining us on the BankFirst Ranger Hour. Join the conversation now by texting 662-426-1093.
Anytime we're doing a program, that text message line gets you right in here into the studios of Super Talk 93.7 in North Mississippi. 662-426-1093. We travel to the Senatobia, Mississippi world, Northwest Community College, obviously. That's what we're talking about. The Heindl Center for the Performing Arts on the main campus. The director is Dr. Blake Bostick. Hello, sir.
Good morning, Gary. How are you?
Things are fine, man. Now that I've somewhat understood after doing this, it's Thursday, it's not Wednesday, and we'll do this program and go at 9:15 on a Thursday. We welcome you back in, and we're going to keep you for the entire, well, not the entire show, but most of the show. So do you have your vocal cords ready to work?
Yes, sir. I'm always ready to go, ready to talk about the great things going on at the Heindl Center.
No doubt. So the first 6 months of the year, and I know we've got a little bit that we'll talk about with, what's next coming up on the 29th, but halfway through 2024, have we had success? Have we met your expectations?
We have had an absolute blast so far in 2024, Gary. We've had so many cool shows, and, I came into this role this past September, and it has just been such a fun ride. And, this year we've been able to bring a number of great performances here to the Heindl Center in Senatobia. A couple great Broadway musicals. We had Little Women back in February. We had Annie in March, which was just amazing. We talked a lot about that on the program back then. We got to see Cal Ripken Jr. I got to sit on stage with him and ask him some questions, and that was such a cool time with baseball's Iron Man. We had a couple of children's performances. We had Dogman the musical, and then we've had a couple of great concerts over the last few weeks. We had Colton Dixon in May, And then last week we had Ruben Studdard and Candace Glover. Those American Idol winners came here, and I'll tell you, I think Ruben could probably sing the phone book, and people would have loved it. I mean, that man's voice is just out of this world. So we have had so much fun so far this year, and great things are still to come.
And finding different ways, and different acts and different things to try and keep all the public, with something, whether it is our kids, whether it is, you need the Luther Vandross kind of sounds coming out of Ruben, or whether, you have an upcoming country music act like LeAnn. We've had other things that are there, and when we get into the fall schedule, you've tried to continue doing that and piece it together so that there's something for everybody coming to the Heindl Center somewhere throughout the year.
That's exactly right. We really try to do a nice mix of programming here. Like I said, we do the Broadway musicals, but we have some great concerts from various genres. We try to do stuff for kids and for families, and we do some comedy. There's really something for everyone here, and we want to keep that theme going. I think you'll see that when we reveal the fall season or discuss the fall season, and it's already been revealed here in just a few minutes. But yeah, next coming up, we've got LeAnn Rimes next week to finish out our spring season, which we are thrilled about LeAnn coming to Mississippi.
Absolutely. Returning home, and I know, it was scheduled early, and now we have it here, so it's kind of like, okay, it's time, right? I know we still have just 9 more days now, but we've been wanting to see and hear this one for a while.
Oh, yeah. When we first announced our spring season, LeAnn is kind of the standout star of our star-studded spring season, which it's funny, we're still calling it the spring season when it's 100 degrees outside. But,
right.
We are excited to wrap up the spring with Mississippi native LeAnn Rimes next Saturday on June 29th. She's coming here and doing a solo acoustic performance, so it'll be a really intimate time where she'll tell some stories between the songs. And LeAnn's just a vocal powerhouse. She has all these amazing hits. She's really been a staple in the country music for decades now, and it's so exciting to be able to bring such a quality performer here to the Heindl Center next Saturday evening.
It's amazing that at age 13, she had this same voice, same power, same everything that she has a little bit later in life, right? I mean, she has had a great career that started many years ago. People don't realize maybe how young she was when it got started, and I think it'll be interesting to hear some of the stories that she had from the I would imagine it'll start from the very beginning to where she is now as a grown lady.
Yeah, I think she was at the time, and I think she still holds this record as the youngest Grammy Award winner ever when she burst onto the scene with that classic Blue so many years ago. I think that was like 30 years ago, when she was just like 13 or 14, and she has just continued to be such a great performer over the years and continued to pump out these hits. And she also just seems like a really cool person, and I just know it's going to be a wonderful, intimate acoustic performance next Saturday that's really going to be a treat for the audience who is here. And we're expecting a very good crowd for that show, too. The tickets have been very hot, and we still have some great seats available, but we are really excited to bring LeAnn Rimes here to the Heindl Center, and we hope people will join us.
When we look at the list and we see what's coming, and you can tell the people, we've got someone coming with over 40 singles international charts since 1996. In addition to that, she sold over 48 million records worldwide, over 20 million, almost 21 million in the United States. And when you look at things like Billboard, and yes, I've done a little research off Wikipedia this morning. She's number 17 in sales success in the decade of the 90s, and that it's continued. I mean, it's not like it has drastically just fallen off and that LeAnn Rimes has disappeared. She has kept a constant name and face in not just the country music world. She transferred over, crossed over into the pop world. She's been in the Christian music world scene, I believe, as well. So, I mean, there's a variety of people that are going to want to be there, and you better hurry, right, to get your seat if you need it.
Yeah, that's right. She has had that pop crossover success and things, too, with songs like Can't Fight the Moonlight and How Do I Live, which I think everybody knows that one. Yeah. And so, she's really had a really broad appeal like that, and not just here, but even internationally. In fact, LeAnn was just finished filming as a judge on The Voice in Australia. So she's now back in the Western Hemisphere, or at least will be before next Saturday, and I think we have one of her first shows back after she returned from down under. So yeah, she's really had a broad appeal internationally and across the genres, and it's really going to be a fantastic performance.
We'll do this again when we get at the end of the next segment, talking to you about the fall show. But for those that want seats, those that are still available to see LeAnn Rimes, Blake, what should they do?
Yeah, so tickets for LeAnn Rimes start at just $50, which is really amazing for a performer of this caliber. So $50 starting price. People can go to HeindlCenter.org to get those tickets. And that, of course, that's 24/7 since it's online. Or if people are local to Senatobia, they can come by our box office on weekdays from 12 to 4:30, and we can take care of you here at the box office. Or they can call the box office during those same hours at 662-562-3478. If we have seats still available next Saturday, then the rest of them will be sold at the door when doors open at 6:30.
Excellent. We're going to take a small break. Can you hang with us?
Absolutely.
All right, so he's going to hold on, and we'll get back with our man, Blake Bostick, talk more about the Heindl Center, because starting in August, our buddy that's been here before, Donnie Edwards, will kind of kickstart things. We'll talk with Blake about that and more as the fall schedule is out. We'll discuss as we continue our BankFirst Ranger Hour.
Thanks for listening to the BankFirst Ranger Hour, your connection to Northwest Mississippi Community College on SuperTalk Mississippi 93.7 and streaming live at supertalknorthms.com. Just click on the link for the BankFirst Ranger Hour.
Please do. Later on today, it will be in podcast form. We'll have everything out in case you missed some of that early discussion about LeAnn Rimes or anything if you've missed on the first 25 minutes of the program. Then you can catch up with it. And now Blake Bostick continues talking with us about what's coming up in the fall. What a great lineup that you have. And I really enjoyed the Fridays, kind of the anticipation of what would be next. That was a great idea.
Well, thank you. It's the first time we've rolled out a season slowly like that. Normally we just do this huge splash and throw it all out there at once. But this time we decided to announce a show at a time and really kind of built the anticipation for the fall season, which we are thrilled about the lineup that's starting this August for our fall season. And we have season tickets on sale already, and packages are on sale, and we're about to put individual tickets on sale, which we can talk more about that in a moment. But yeah, there's been a lot of buzz about the fall season, and I think you'll see why when we talk about the acts.
Let's keep going into it. August the 17th, I know Elvis Week will be going on. There'll be a lot of Elvi flying around the area, and Memphis and North Mississippi just hanging out and doing whatever. Donnie Edwards was amazing. When he was on the program, I think last time he came through, I know he was, but listening to him sing and the way he sounds like Elvis, what a great pull to get him back into Senatobia.
Oh, yeah, back by popular demand. That's right. We have Donnie Edwards coming here on August the 17th to kick off our fall season. And you're right, that's during Elvis Week. That's actually at the Saturday at the very end of Elvis Week. And Donnie really is the premier Elvis tribute performer. And so he came here during our inaugural season in spring 23. And now he's back to kick off fall 24 with an elite tribute to Elvis on August 17th. We have the return of the King. We're excited about that one.
No doubt. This is one of the first ones, if not the first one, that you announced, right? Jeff Foxworthy?
That's right. So 6 days after Donnie, we have Jeff Foxworthy here at the Heindl Center on August 23rd. And, man, that is such a cool booking that we were able to lock down for the people of North Mississippi. Jeff Foxworthy's been an icon in comedy for so many years. And to be able to bring a comedian of his level to the Heindl Center stage is so exciting. That's going to be such a huge show, and that's on Friday, August the 23rd. He's got a guest coming with him, Cammy Pescatelli, who is also hilarious, and that is just going to be a fantastic evening of comedy here.
How did you pull that off, by the way?
I just called my guy Jeff and said, "Hey, man, there's a lot of moving parts."
Your good buddy Foxworthy, come on to Senatobia, my man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And he graciously obliged. So we are thrilled to be welcoming Jeff Foxworthy to Senatobia. It's going to be a great night.
Roll on into September. What you got coming up after that?
Yeah, so after Jeff Foxworthy, in September on the 7th, we have Lee Greenwood live in concert here. And, of course, Lee's been around the music industry for decades, has some several huge hits, including, of course, God Bless the USA. And we actually have Lee just a few days before the anniversary of September the 11th, which, of course, is a time when we all feel the sort of patriotism, and he'll be bringing those patriotic tunes here as well as his hits. We also just added an opening artist for that show that I can't tell you about yet, but we're going to announce that on Monday. So stay tuned for that one.
You are good at that. You know what? You are good at that. You are the best at teasing whatever might be coming up. So an opening act that obviously we've heard of, I would assume, not just an up and brand new first time going to get on the stage before Lee Greenwood. This is somebody we're going to know, correct?
Absolutely. So we'll give you a little more of a teaser. The opening act for Lee Greenwood is a Grammy Award winner, an American Country Music Award winner with multiple #1 hits. Definitely somebody that you know of, and we were thrilled to be able to add this performer to open for Lee Greenwood. So stay tuned, and I'll reveal that. I think we're going to announce that on Monday when our individual tickets go on sale.
Got you. That will be September 7th, so we'll keep our eyes on that, and I'll remind you once we see the announcement coming up next week. Roll through all of October because we have a little bit for everybody. We've got something for the younger crowd. We've got more for your country music, or really, I mean, the way Gary actually sings, you can take that in a different world of pop and crossover as well. But a lot of things happening in October.
Yes, sir. So kicking off October, on October the 2nd, we have the National Broadway Tour, Shrek the Musical, which will be a family-friendly delight. Shrek, the film's been around for quite a while now, and then it was adapted into a Broadway stage musical years ago. And so we get the opportunity to bring that National Broadway Tour here to Senatobia on October the 2nd. So that's going to be a great time. And then we've got 2 concerts in October as well. So you mentioned Gary. That's Gary, not Gary Darby, but Gary LeVox of Rascal Flatts. So if people don't know the name Gary LeVox, they certainly know the name Rascal Flatts because Rascal Flatts were country music hit makers for so many years, so many iconic songs. And now Gary, the front man and the voice of Rascal Flatts, is doing his own solo tour. But he will have a full band as well. So he'll be playing those Rascal Flatts hits as well as some of his own things. So it's so exciting to be able to bring such a hit maker in the country music world, Gary LeVox of Rascal Flatts, here on October the 18th. Then a week after that, we have funk and soul legends Tower of Power in concert here. So, of course, they've been around for, like 50 years. And man, if you go on Spotify and look up Tower of Power, you will keep listening to them because they are amazing. They have so many cool songs, and they have all the horns, and it's such a neat sound. That's going to be a rocking night. You want me to go ahead and go into November as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, just shortly after Tower of Power, a week after them, so we've got, just back-to-back here. On November the 1st, we have American music royalty, The Temptations, live in concert, which has generated such huge buzz for our fall season. So exciting to have The Temptations. Of course, they've been around probably as long as Tower of Power has been doing their thing, and they have so many hits, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Papa Was a Rolling Stone, My Girl. We have The Temptations coming to Senatobia, which is so cool, so cool. And wrapping up the fall season, we've got 2 great Christmas shows, both of which will be family-friendly delights as well. So on November the 17th, we have one of the most famous and oldest choirs in the world, the Vienna Boys Choir, who are going to come here and do a Christmas show for us. And that's going to be wonderful. Such angelic voices from these young boys, and they've been around literally for centuries. Not the young boys, but the choir. So we're excited about that one on November the 17th. Then just a couple weeks after that, to wrap up our fall season, on December the 10th, we're thrilled to bring the Celtic Woman White Christmas Symphony Tour to the Heindl Center stage. And Celtic Woman, of course, is this touring ensemble that's been around for a few decades now. They have a few singers and a fiddle player, but also, because it's their White Christmas Symphony Tour, we will have a 44-piece live orchestra with Celtic Woman on stage. So that is going to be the perfect opportunity to really get into the Christmas spirit and wrap up our fall season. So such an exciting lineup.
Is that an orchestra that travels with them? Or local?
It's actually not. So some acts travel with their own orchestras, so like the Broadway musicals do, and it's usually a smaller orchestra. That's actually a local orchestra that we found separately, as part of putting that act together. Sure. If people know classical musicians in the North Mississippi and Memphis area, there's some likelihood that they may know somebody in that orchestra.
Now we get to talk about tickets, right, and how to get whatever package it might be, and I know there are several that are out there, and we get started with some of these on Monday, correct?
Well, yes, sir. So we actually have season packages already on sale. Those went on sale last week, and so you can get a season package for all 9 of those fall 2024 events, and that allows you to not only get a 10% discount off the cost of the tickets for the whole season, but you also can pick your seat and keep that same seat for the duration of the season. So that's the best way to enjoy all that we have to offer is by buying that season ticket. Those are on sale. And then this past Monday, we put our smaller packages on sale. So we actually have 2 packages available this fall. We have a Pick 3 package and a Pick 5 package. So that basically gives patrons the opportunity to customize their own package for the fall season. So say you can't make it down for all 9 shows, but there are 3 that really appeal to you, or 5 that appeal to you that you're available to come down for, then you can buy a package of just those 3 or just those 5, and you can get that 10% discount, and you have an opportunity to buy those tickets now before individual tickets go on sale. And then, speaking of individual tickets, those will go on sale this coming Monday on June the 24th. And so that's when all of our individual show tickets will be put on sale for all the shows. So if you don't want to buy one of the packages, you can buy individual show tickets starting this Monday.
Remind us of how many seats are there in the Heindl Center.
It's right at 1,200, which it's kind of a medium-sized venue. Sounds kind of large, but if you haven't been here to see the Heindl Center, it really is a nice size theater. Of course, I'm a big advocate of the Heindl Center, being the director, but it is such a great performance space, and it's a great size. There's not a bad seat in the house. The back row in the balcony is still a great seat because the theater isn't huge. It's big enough, to bring great performances here, but it's not so big that you're going to get shoved in the back and not have a good experience. 1,200 seats, and there's really not a bad seat. So no matter what ticket you buy, you're going to have a good time. Excellent.
Last message from you before we part ways, and I've taken up enough of your time, I'm sure, but what else do we need to say before we're done?
Just lastly, I want to reiterate how people can get tickets for all of the great performances that we've discussed today, including, again, LeAnn Rimes coming up next Saturday, June the 29th. People can go online to HeindlCenter.org. That's the easiest way to purchase tickets. You can come to our box office weekdays from 12 to 4:30 or give us a call, and we'll take care of you. HeindlCenter.org, get your tickets, and we look forward to seeing you here soon.
Blake, thanks for your time.
Thank you so much, Gary. Happy to come on anytime and talk about all the great things we have going on at the Heindl Center.
We'll get you back soon. Thank you, and have a good day, buddy.
You as well.
That's our friend, Director of the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts, Blake Bostick. Nice group, August through December. I'll run it down for you again. Donnie Edwards, which is an elite tribute to Elvis, starts off the fall schedule on August 17. We talked with him on the program last time he was in, and he will be, as Elvis Week is going on, back in the North Mississippi area. Well, he'll be in Memphis, but so he can come down and be a part on the 17th. If you like tributes in any kind, and if you're an Elvis fan, Donnie Edwards is the top. I'm telling you. And he'll be making his way to the Heindl Center August 17th. Then you get an evening with Jeff Foxworthy. And as he said, special guest Tammy Pescatelli will be there. So 2 comedians for the price of one, and that one obviously being the noted Jeff Foxworthy. September 7, Lee Greenwood. We now know there will be an opening act, a Grammy Award-winning country music star. So we'll have to wait and see what that is at the beginning of next week. Then in October, family-friendly stuff with Shrek the Musical. You then get Gary LaVox again of Rascal Flatts, as he'll have a group with him, but former lead singer of Rascal Flatts as they were touring together, and he's out now October 18. Tower of Power comes in on October 25th. The Temptations kick things off in November on the 1st. The Vienna Boys Choir. Excited to just know they're coming through, and a chance to maybe catch that on November 17 and December 10th. Celtic Woman White Christmas Symphony Tour. So, as he mentioned, there's already the season ticket packages available, and you can go and do that, or you can kind of find your own package, whether it's a package of 3 or a package of 5, and you hold down those seats, and you pick what you want to go see. So those are out there for you, and then you can get other tickets starting on Monday. And again, the full lineup is there. Here's what I will encourage you to do, as I do with any of the shows or things that we're talking about along the way, and that is go to HeindlCenter.org, HEINDL Center.org. There are other things that will be going on as well. Still some movies and things for parents. I think Coco is coming up. If you have young kids, you might have watched that one in the past. They'll show different things for you as well throughout, but we've talked mostly about the musical acts and what is coming up. With next up, LeAnn Rimes, 9 days from today. If you don't have your tickets, HeindlCenter.org. You can find all the information that you need right there, and it's there for you to check it out. It opened in 2023 during the spring semester, as we mentioned, a little over 1,200 seats, 65,000 square feet, but nonetheless, it is in my times that I've been there, kind of, I've walked and tried to check out different places for the acoustics, and he's right, there's not a bad seat in the joint. So I encourage you, go find some tickets, and there is something for you coming to Senatobia in the fall. There's no doubt about that. HeindlCenter.org, the Heindl Center for the Performing Arts. We thank Blake and Northwest Community College for being a part of it today. Listen up. If you need yard signs, a banner, anything printed, Copy Time does it right. They do it in a timely manner. Bernard will get those signage needs taken care of. You email them at copytimeoxford.com, or you can call 662-234-COPY. That is 662-234-2679, located in Oxford, just off the square next to Safari Wine and Spirits and the Flamingo, 407 South 11th Street in Oxford. More coming up. We'll finish up today's version of the BankFirst Ranger Hour next. Thank you for being a part of it on this Thursday.
We're talking Rangers this hour. Thanks for joining us for the BankFirst Ranger Hour. It's a special conversation about Northwest Community College. There's a campus near you, and you can join the conversation by texting to 662-426-1093.
Thanks to Blake Bostick again for joining us, talking about all things Northwest Community College and the Heindl Center. So we have a lot of good acts making their way into North Mississippi and Senatobia coming up, finishing up what is the spring schedule with LeAnn Rimes on the 29th, and then kickstarting things again on August 17. Donnie Edwards. Many things continuing with Northwest that we need to speak of. With orientation going on, still time to register and do things. I know when we look at the calendar, next up for orientation, as they'll do one more in July, Senatobia, the main campus, coming up on the 25th, the next day in Oxford on the 26th, and then it gets into July, 2 more on the main campus, 1 more on the Oxford campus, and then 2 more for the DeSoto campus. So you have a couple of different times and things, and here's what I will encourage you to do. northwestms.edu. No matter if you're thinking you might want to change yourself in your adult ages and, go for another degree or go for different things, if you have a prospective student, northwestms.edu, you find orientation, you find registration, and you can see that your contact on the Senatobia campus is Jenny Hurt, the Oxford campus is Amanda Arman, and then Hannah Dickerson on the DeSoto campus. I think we've talked to them all at some point throughout the show on different things that are going on. So if you go to northwestms.edu, you can find whether it's their email address or the phone numbers, and they can help you out on any of the campuses and the things that are going on, but specifically their own situation there. And so we encourage you to check that out as it's still working here in the summer and getting ready for a couple of sessions there and then into the fall as well. As far as sports is concerned, of course, we had our guys with the National Collegiate Rodeo that were out and doing things and participating. And we've had Coach Loomis on several times talking about his group getting out there and finding his team ranked in the top 25 in year number 2, and some excitement there. But now we await what is next in the world of sports, and that will be women's soccer, really, is next in early August. So we'll probably get Coach James Beattie on as we get ready for that, and then volleyball gets started as well. So a lot of that happening before football gets its beginning, and then you'll start working into the basketball world. So we're a couple of months away from it, but we'll see what the next Northwest Ranger athletic group is like, both men and women on and off their fields of play. So we look forward to that, but you can check out anything in the athletic world at NWCCRangers.com. So again, if you missed anything on this program, we'll have it in podcast form up for you wherever you listen to those. If you are a listener of a podcast, maybe you missed some of the lineup. Maybe you didn't hear everything we had with Blake Bostick. Go check it out. It's anywhere you listen to podcasts coming up later on this afternoon. The BankFirst Ranger Hour on this Thursday, June 20. All right, friends, it's time for me to exit tomorrow. Friday North Mississippi Spotlight. Jake Thompson will be in studio. We'll find something to talk about. We had a lot of randomness last week. I would imagine we'll have more shenanigans and a different topic or two to get to you coming up tomorrow on the program from 9 until 10. Thanks for being with us on this BankFirst Ranger Hour. We'll hit the button. We'll move out of the studio and let you listen to Gerard from 10 until 1. Thanks for being with us. Stay cool, hydrate, getting above 90 today. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, at least we'll talk to you tomorrow. So long.